Hey there, today it's all about balancing life. Let's talk about the fact that we can get a little out of balance. What does that look like? How do we know we're out of balance? How do we get back on track? Okay? Because it is possible. We just have to have the awareness and then we have to have the know-how. Let's get into it. I am Dr. Zen Johnson. Welcome to Unlearning Life as We Know It. I believe that we all deserve to be happy and that we have the ability to unlearn the old ways, learn new ways, and grow to become the greatest version of ourselves. Start your journey to a happier life right now. Right. Hello, everyone. Today, I will be talking about balancing life. Okay. How do you know whenever you need to rebalance, whenever you're feeling just uncentered? Like, what are the signs? What are some of the awareness tips that we need to pay attention to? And then how do we get back on balance? Right. Like, those are the main areas that we're going to be focusing on today. And I find this very true for me. Because a lot of times in my life, I have a lot going on. And some of the words I dislike the word busy. I never want to be busy. Although my life seems to be that way, I honestly don't really care to be busy. I want to be free and I want to, have the opportunity to hang out and do this and do that, right? So I try my best not to be too busy, but whenever I find that, my workload is a little too much, I become out of balance. And this can happen quite often, to be honest with you. I do take on a lot, as a lot of us do. We are all wearing a lot of different hats, and sometimes we have to check in with ourselves and just say, whoa, like things are moving too fast. I don't want to get burnt out. So how do I get myself back centered? What do I need to let go of? How do I get myself where I need to be, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about in this session here. Like I said, this is very dear to me because I recently got super exhausted, super tired. A lot of changes started happening for me. Great changes, though. That was the tricky part about it, is that the changes were like new opportunities. And look at this. You never expected that. Look at over here. Looky. And it was just like, oh my God, this is so exciting. But with that came a lot of learnings. And whenever that started happening for me, it was like, oh my goodness, I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, right? Because I have so many things that I have to learn. All these new opportunities come with me also having to check in with myself and learn new things and figure out new things and come in contact with new people, which can add up to be a lot. And so this topic is funny because whenever I looked on my podcast topics for this week of what I would be recording, it said balancing life. I said, oh my God, I'm about to talk to myself. And so it's all good because, we always need to kind of check in with ourselves and get in touch with ourselves. And I can tell you, I have really been enjoying this podcast because it's a chance for me to heal as well, right? I'm sharing and I'm healing. And sometimes I can listen to this or any of my podcasts. I listen to them and it's like I'm talking to myself all over again, right? Because you're in a different state of mind at different times of the day, at different times of the month, the year, whatever it may be. And so I'm excited about this topic because it is very dear to me because life has been moving fast. I know you all have been enjoying the podcast. You all have been enjoying, the messages that have been coming through and the healing. And I have too. But, it's busy and it's provided so many great new opportunities as well. And it's really cool. It's really exciting. So let's talk about balance. Even if you're having a lot of fun, you still need balance, right? Because there's a lot of those day-to-day things that still have to happen. So let's first start off with, what are the signs that you need balance in your life? What are the signs? All right, it can be different for everybody, but let's just go down like the general list of some of the signs that it may be. So it can look like maybe you're feeling a little anxious and irritated. Your patience is very, 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 very thin. You have a thin layer of patience. And so this can look like, if that person say one more thing, I'm gonna go off. Okay? Or you do go off. Or you're just easily irritated. Like it can just be someone tapping their foot, tapping their finger. It could be someone staying at that red light just 1 second longer than you think they should because it already turned green and now you're honking your horn, right? It's those kinds of things where you're like, oh my goodness, like I'm highly irritated. And I'm irritated maybe with people that you don't need to be irritated with. And that's something that you have to check in on, because a lot of the time, say your day is busy throughout the day and you're out of balance, the people that you're working with throughout the day, they're not the ones that get the heat. It's the people you go home to. Those are the people that end up getting the heat. And those are the people that you end up blaming or showing that you don't have the patience for them. But it really has nothing to do with them. It really has to do with the people that came before them in the day, right? But unfortunately, it's our family that's just there, and we come home and we just kind of let it all out. And that's not always fair. And that's where we have to figure out, okay, how do I get myself back on track, right? So that's a sign. If you're irritated, anxious, meaning your brain is moving very fast. You can't just stay focused on one thought until that thought is completely done. You're kind of on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. You're moving. You're noticing that you may have like a nervous energy, like those kinds of things, like just extremely anxious, right? Can't sit still, gotta move, gotta go, so that's a sign that, okay, I may be out of balance. And like I said, if you're quick to snap, like I said, if you're coming home and you're snapping off at your children or at your partner or whatever it may be, you may be a little out of balance, right? Because maybe that small thing that they did or something that they may do every day, but today it just took you over the edge, okay? And there was no coming back. And that's whenever you also need to check in with yourself and be like, all right, they didn't deserve that. I need to back up. I need to get myself back in order. Okay. Also, another sign that you may be a little out of balance is like your body. Check in with your body. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel nice and loose? If you do, you're doing good. Now, if you're feeling really tight, for me, I notice it in my neck and in my shoulders. I immediately feel extremely tight in that area whenever I'm a little bit more tense and out of balance. For me, it's the neck and the shoulders. So like, pay attention to your body whenever you're feeling a certain kind of way, whenever you're under some pressure or some stress. Just look out and say, like, where do I feel this at? Oh, my neck is extremely tight, right? Your body will let you know. Your body will tell you. You just have to pay attention. Another sign that you may be out of balance. What are your eating habits? Some people don't eat a lot. Some people eat too much. Some people eat a lot of bad things, right? So that's a sign. Those are signs. You pay attention to what is your normal eating habit, right? And then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, I've been eating a whole bunch of chips and cookies and donuts. Or, for me, my thing is I won't eat a lot. That's my thing. I'll just kind of say, before I know it, it's 3:00 and I haven't eaten anything. That lets me know that I'm out of balance, right? I'm still moving and going. So if you're not paying attention, you're like, oh, it's great. I have this energy, I'm going. But that energy is not coming from your food source. And you need that, because what will happen at the end of the day, all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, I never ate. Oh man, I gotta get myself back on track. What happened? Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't eat today. So now it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and you're eating a bigger meal than you should, all because you didn't start your day off with the nourishment that your body needs, right? So pay attention to those eating habits. Whenever you're out of balance, a lot of times you're choosing things that are yucky for you. You're choosing things that you usually would never eat, right? Because you know that they're yucky. Or maybe you would only eat those things once a week. But this week you're out of balance, so you allowed yourself to eat that 5 times a week, maybe even every day, maybe 7 times that week, right? So pay attention to those things. If you're eating a lot, if you're eating heavier than usual, and maybe you're falling into a depression with that, those are also just signs that, yeah, you are not balanced. You have to get yourself back on track. This is once again your body letting you know, because what you eat and what you don't eat and how you go about it, your body once again will let you know and give you signs. Nope, that does not work for me. Please stop. Right? And a lot of times, because we're so out of balance, you're not able to even hear what it is that your body is trying to tell you. Right? So we have to pay attention to those things. Sleep. That's another area. How are you sleeping? Are you sleeping at all? Are you sleeping like way too much? Are you up and down in your sleep? Are you waking up and waking up in the middle of the night and then not able to go back to sleep, or waking up several times a night on and off because your brain just won't stop? Pay attention to your sleep. Once again, this is your body. The body is absolutely amazing. And our bodies let us know when it's just too much. And this is one thing I can tell you. When your body is trying to let you know and you ignore what your body is trying to say, guess what? It will say, you know what? Let me unplug you. Lights out. And you will find yourself sick as a dog on the couch. Okay? Because your body would tell you, I tried to warn you several times to slow down and you didn't listen. So now I'm going to make you slow down. Here you go. I'm going to give you a little dose of this and a little dose of that. And you have no choice but to lay down on this couch until you get yourself correct. And so that, I always remember that. And that always kind of scares me, because I'm like, oh, if I don't take care of my body will shut down. I don't want that. I really do not want that. Like, it scares me to know that, right? So pay attention to your body. Sleep, eating, movement, those things are so important. And whenever they're not in line, our bodies let us know we're out of balance. Another sign, are you always tired? Even if you do get a good night's rest, so you think, right? You're still tired. Like, you wake up tired. I know about that too. I had these hours of sleep, and you wake up, you're still tired. But a lot of times that's because your brain is constantly moving even throughout the night while you're sleeping. Your brain is going. You haven't stopped, right? And so you're still tired because you're not getting a good night's rest. Yeah, maybe you slept because your body was just exhausted and could not go any longer. So you may have slept, but your body is still tired. Your mind is still tired. So check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. If you can say that any of these things sound about right for you, more than likely you're out of balance. Okay? So let's talk about how you can get back on track, because you can get back on track, and we can help each other out in figuring out what is needed to get back on track. So here's just some basics. Set boundaries. Okay? Figure out what it is that has you off track. What's going on in your life right now where I'm out of balance, I'm out of alignment, right? So I'll use myself as an example. I mentioned to you all that I had all these great new opportunities that are coming in, and it's taking me to learn a lot and do a lot. And I was getting overwhelmed, but I was enjoying the overwhelming part of it as well, But once I realized, whoa, I'm not centered. Whoa, I'm a little off. My balance is a little off. Whenever I realized that, I said, all right, I have to set some boundaries. Okay, so that means maybe I can't take anything else on my workload right now. What can I remove? What can I delegate? Right? And I set some boundaries over what I will take on and not take on. Right? So that's just an example of what you can do in regards to setting boundaries over what may be giving you that lack of balance in your life right now. Another area that you can do to balance yourself, create a night routine. Okay, create a night routine. This is huge. And this is something, once you get it down pat, continue to do it no matter what. It makes a huge difference. Okay, so what is your night routine? So having a time where you stop. You stop. Nope. Put the kids to bed. Get everybody like out of your space and out of your element. Right? Your phone is on airplane mode or do not disturb, whatever you need to do. And give yourself maybe 2 hours before you go to bed. 2 hours before you go to bed, you begin to calm all the way down. You begin to allow your brain to rest, allow your body to rest. You know, you do whatever it is to do for your own maintenance of yourself. You can read a book. You can journal. You can even watch a show that makes you laugh. Not a drama show. We don't need no drama. We have our own drama. We have our own fears and stuff like that. But if you're going to watch something, you know, if that's, because for some people that is how they release, you know, you need to escape into someone else's world at times. Nothing's wrong with that. I do it as well at times too. So try to find something funny though. And maybe if you're going to do a show, maybe make that like an hour before you go to bed. And then that last hour is strictly like preparation for your night, like you're resting, you are reading that book, you are journaling, you are maybe just having an intimate conversation with someone. Taking the time to just like calm down from your last 9 hours of your day. Okay? Create that routine. Light some candles. Romance yourself. You deserve it. Okay? You have worked hard. Okay? People have been getting on your nerves all day. So create a routine. All right. So then you have your night routine, right? Now let's talk about the morning. The morning is so important. I notice for me personally, I do better if I wake up earlier and I can take my time and do everything I need to do, right? The things that I have to do, the things that I want to do. And then I'm able to get a lot more done within the day because I've added on more hours. So I get up a little earlier. But even if you say, no, I can't get up no earlier. Okay, this is what I will say. How about you just get up in enough time so that when you do get up, you're not hitting the ground running. Give yourself time to like stretch out, to sit down and drink a cup of tea or drink some water or have that breakfast, sit down and have that breakfast instead of having it on the go. Like just make it possible so that you're not just like up, alarm clock goes off, you just like, that it does not work. Because what I've noticed, if you start off and you just like, gotta go, it never stops. Your entire day is on that same level. And oh my God, by the end of the day, if you've rushed your entire day away, you're exhausted by the end of the day. There's no way. There's no way. So in the beginning of your day, whenever you start your morning off, give yourself, it only takes maybe just 5 minutes. Wake up 5 minutes earlier if that's what you need. And in that 5 minutes, make it so that you're on chill mode. Maybe you just lay there an additional 5 minutes. So your alarm clock is going off. You gave yourself an additional 5 minutes and lay there. And maybe you lay there and you think about everything you're grateful for. You know, maybe just lay there and you don't think at all. That's fine too. But give yourself 5 minutes. Makes a difference. If you can give yourself a whole hour before, go for it. But if you can't, give yourself 5, 7, 10 minutes. I'm telling you, it will make a difference. Because to get up and just start rushing and moving, you're already setting the tone for your day. And that's a difficult one. Also, midday breaks. Okay. This is a time where you say, all right, I've been working for the past like 3 hours. My brain is going. I need to give myself a little mental break here. So let me just get up, and maybe once again, I will do something or look at something funny that will make me laugh. My favorite is I will go on a walk. Even if it's just one loop around my block, that is perfectly fine. I will go around my block and I will come back and feel amazing. So much better than whenever I left. I'll say that. It may be you going across and calling someone or talking to that friend that may work across from you or whatever it may be, but just taking that time out to give yourself some breaks. So throughout the day, try to give yourself 2-3 breaks a day. I'm not talking about a lunch break. I'm talking about some 10 minutes. I'm not talking about a smoke break either. But if that's what you need to do, then do that if that's your release. But my main thing is like you're just taking a time out to get away from what you're doing and just breathe. And that's the other thing. Breathe. You all, I help a lot of people by just reminding them how to breathe. And I may actually do a special episode on breath work for you all as well. But, see, that just made me breathe. Look here. We have to remember just to breathe. Take deep breaths from your belly, not your chest, your belly. And just take a moment and breathe. If you do that, take 1 minute. And there's several apps that you can actually download. There's several apps you can download that will, like breathing apps, that will remind you, okay, it is 1 p.m. You can set the alarm. It is 1 p.m. Take a moment to breathe. And man, it makes a world of difference. We get so busy that we forget to breathe properly. Absolutely amazing. It's crazy how this stuff happens, but it's simple things like that. That's free, y'all. That's free. It's your breath. How do I get balance? I breathe for free. Okay? It's your breath. It is free. You don't have to pay for that at all. You just have to remember to take care of yourself. On top of that, let's talk about it. Do something for yourself. A lot of the times you're feeling out of balance and you're moving around and you're doing all of this because you're not doing things for yourself. You're doing things for other people, right? To satisfy other people. And we've been talking a lot about that as well in past episodes. So in this case, if you're finding yourself getting out of balance, put your hand up and say, okay, I'm taking a time out. I'm going to go take care of myself now. Whatever that may be, you do that. It may only take 30 minutes. It may take 3 days. Okay? You go on that getaway if you need to, right? But the point is, take care of yourself. Take a day off. Whatever you are leaving behind, it will be there when you come back. I can pretty much guarantee that. Okay? So don't say, oh, well, if I don't do it, it won't get done. Okay, true. Fine. It probably won't get done. So just leave it there. And whenever you come back the next day, it will still be there, boo. Let it go. You don't need to control every aspect of it. Let it go and do right by yourself. And take a day off and take care of yourself. I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference. Affirmations is another one. You know, I talk a lot about affirmations. I have a free download on the website as well. So make sure you go on there, download the daily affirmations, make your own daily affirmations, find your own daily affirmations, whatever you want to do. But get some affirmations, y'all, because our minds get so busy, our lives get so busy that we forget what we're worth. And sometimes you need those reminders. So whenever you have a list right there, you know, in those top spots, whether it's your car, next to your bed, in your bathroom, whatever it may be, in your work office, whatever, You have something to look back at. Even if you just program it in your phone and set an alert so it goes off every hour, every few hours to remind you. Affirmations are huge. And I will say this, hold yourself accountable. Because remember, you are responsible for your own happiness. So in the case where I found myself getting a little out of balance, I didn't blame anybody else. I just took a step back and I said, okay, let me check in with myself. What's going on? What do I need to do? Because I'm accountable for myself. And that goes the same for you all. So it's not about pointing fingers. It's not about that at all. It's about us taking the time and raising our hand and saying, all right, that's enough. I'm going to pause, or I'm going to stop, or I'm going to go now. Okay? And that's okay. So I am going to end there. It is all about balancing your life, getting yourself together, being at peace. And if you have all of that, you are rich. Peace alone. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. So, once again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all. Continue to heal, learn, and grow because you deserve it. Peace. I am Dr. Zen Johnson, and you've been listening to Unlearning Life as We Know It podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Dr. Zen Johnson. If you haven't yet, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Join me next week for another awakening conversation. Thank you for listening.